Hello warriors. I'm here in Bouillon. This is the Ardennes. It's a part of Belgium where there's a lot of nature, a lot of mountains, and I came to have a weekend with a friend. And of course, because I'm anxious and still a bit coming out of my mental breakdown, I was fearful. I was feeling maybe this is not going to go well because I like to go on long hikes and my friend's injured, so she cannot do the long hikes, so maybe it's not going to be good for me. Maybe I'm not going to be able to sleep because we don't have a lot of money, so we're in the youth hostel, and blah blah blah, those anxious thoughts that sometimes we all have. But in the end, this is something that I really recommend, that I recommended before. Go to nature. Go to nature if you're feeling anxious or depressed. Nature is one of the most healing things in what comes to your mental health. Especially if you live in a city. I live in Brussels. It's very polluted. It's very, I don't know, heavy, and the people themselves, they're grumpy. They're not happy. You can see they're not happy, and sometimes you're not aware of that. But it's only when you go out of that place that you start becoming aware of how a city affects someone. So come to nature because the fresh air is beautiful, the nature is healing, we as human beings are supposed to be in nature, and that's how we were born, that's how our species was born. And the people themselves here, man, they're much more relaxed, everyone is like having a good time, and yeah, just the power of nature is very healing. That's all I wanted to say. If you have the chance, do it, because it's definitely calming. I feel like my muscles are less tense just by being here for 2 days. It's incredible. So do it, and tell me how it went for you, or tell me if you do it regularly, how it makes you feel. Happy healings. And sometimes it's also good to do nothing. As I said, my friend is injured, I love hiking, and that was one of the things that was worrying me, was like, oh, what am I going to do the whole weekend if I cannot hike? Well, you can do a bit of nothing. That's also very important, especially if you're one of those stressed people or anxious people that have to do something all the time, because having to do something all the time, that's what sometimes makes us have burnouts, makes us have depressions, makes us just crash and just spin around in that anxious spiral. So yes, being in nature also is a good opportunity to do nothing. That's very important. Doing nothing. Do it. Try it. Let me know how it went. One last thing about this subject. As I hike or walk through the forest and see this amazing nature that you can see right here, the river, the amazing mountains, everything, makes me think about how I was suicidal and how some people are suicidal, and when we come to nature, we can't help but feel a bit more alive, because we look at the trees and the cycling of the seasons and how nature doesn't care. Nature just keeps progressing, and that just makes you have more contact with life, as opposed to when you live in a city where everything is dead. And here you're just so enmeshed with all this life, and that's also a very essential thing. Look at this. There's nothing here. A monastery, a house, river, trees. So yeah, that's also what I wanted to say. Trees breathe life. I can almost feel them breathing, and this is essential if you, I mean, this is important if you want to recover from from a depression. This contact with this. This is what I'm talking about. Happy healings. Okay, and just... and the... Attends, je suis en train de faire la vidéo. C'est pas grave. Okay, and just to let you know, this is the place where we're staying. It's a youth hostel, and you can see the amazing view to the castle and everything, and the mountains and the nature. So you don't have to spend a lot of money just to feel good. You just have to look for the right places. This is the perfect place. Little terrace facing the castle and the city. Bye.